So I'm looking at like this chaos of trying to create a movement, what Trump is doing, but I'm trying to figure it out to myself. I mean, you got to reconstitute the Republican Party. You know, I'm about to go into what it needs to become or what the Republican Party was. You got the Democrats who lean dovish, so obviously it should be more hawkish. You got Democrats that lean more economic government programs for the people, so you want something more conservative physically, smaller government versus big government. I guess, the different viewpoints of society, with immigration versus one versus the other. I mean, you should always have that, always that honest debate. But, so I don't want to get into what the Republican Party was or not, or what the Democratic Party is or not. That's not the point. The point is that it's give or take a shade of those things, right? We know what the Democrats are within a given tolerance, right? But we don't know really what the Republican Party is now. And I figured out that's the problem. Because if you have a robust Republican Party, it could deal with Trump Trumpists and those type of fringe elements because it could just have these different mechanisms to stop what is in fact a infiltration into the party and into the American system and into our process, really. And I'll tell you why. This is why the big problem is. Let's be real. Throughout your life, you have these political positions that change. They do change. You can't. Let's just be outright. That's fine. Your experiences and the stimuluses you get and how you think this change over time. Go back and forth. Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat. Be real. Some of them do. But the thing is, you could always look to the other side and be like, oh, that's an established position that, that makes more sense to me. You won't say it at the time, but yeah, okay. I'm mostly Democratic or I'm mostly Republican, so this, right? But that's what it is, more or less. Or it'd be like, oh, that's really fucked up. I don't like that. I'm going with Dems. Still kind of fucked up, but it's it's better than, what is out there. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is. You have to have some kind of like reality and give a little bit for the greater good. But the thing is, it's established. It's a known thing. You know what the Democrats are. There's different elements in the Democratic Party, their position on it, and you know that. You could trust on that I'm sort of over here with um this this policy, political policy or whatever, right? You don't know what that is right now with the Republicans. And again, let me say why it's a problem. It's literally a problem because now instead of supporting a known political ideology, way of thinking, with all the structure in place, you're now supporting an individual. You don't know what Trump is. He's over here, he's over there, but you know that he's all that is to confuse you and draw you away from his own personal agenda. So you're supporting one person and his personal ambition of power, money, or whatever. And that's why it's a problem. That's why we need a known structure to support either Democrats or the Republicans. See what I'm saying? So if you can't pinpoint what those policies are, that's a problem because now you're supporting a personality. It's good to like these individuals within the Republican or Democratic Party, but once it gets beyond a personal loyalty, that's an issue. That's not American. So it needs to be a known thing so you could support it or not support it. Because right now it's just like whatever he says, it cannot be listened to. It's just like, dude, I can't. You know what I mean? Like I seen it. I mean, I done it. I done it growing up. Like you know that it's just how can I put this? When you start bullshitting and gaslighting, you tap right into something, even if you're outnumbered, and you just kind of keep grinding away and just keep figuring out what you're going against, and you just draw whoever supports them away, neutralize them outright, get them on your side, whatever it is. So you could attack something greater, and they'll eventually collapse. Because okay, these people don't like the color blue, so be like motherfucker, they're this. So we get them away. These people don't like the color yellow, so you get those people away, and you just go through the whole range of colors. Talking about or the whole range of political ideologies. The whole range of behaviorisms, whatever that culture, those people think, feel, or do, whatever. And just keep drawing them away. And once they're gone, they're gone. You don't have to deal with them. They lost motivation. You just keep going at it, keep going at it. You just keep gaslighting them, just to draw them away temporarily until they're done. And you just keep driving into it. If you have a diehard group of dedicated to that one individual that will keep gaslighting, that is in the know, that is just diverting attention away from people, this by ones or twos or whole groups of people away. So you think it's about this, and you spend thought and energy about, oh, what's this bullshit over here? What's that bullshit over there? It's not about that. It's about his personal ambition. That's the greater goal to maintain wealth, gain wealth, and power. And people get lost in the details. But that's fine. You need re- I mean, it's obvious you need to rebuild the Republican Party. You want to try it? You want to carry me? Hmm. Double teethed right there. Got myself. Just recharging my ammo right here. I'm good. Grab everything. I got a few levels out of that. Thank you, people. Give you the question marks. I'll give you some question marks, motherfucker. Want some? They gotta be right. Fabricate drama. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. He gave me the question mark. He gave me the question marks. Like, uh, oh shit. Moving my fat ass. Hurry up. Moving. Oh God, this cardio. Fuck, man. Damn it. Pumping my legs. Oh yeah, they have another one. That's right. Should have just left up my other ammo. Heck off. Man, you need like a 10-person shower. You can do all that shit. Oh, should have been in the shower with you too. Bam. What I said. What's up? Gave Saint Nick a little happy ending. Yeah. All right. Got a couple cards out of that. Might be a lot easier to grind with her. Hey, what's up? Is there no sound? Oh, my fault. Sorry about that. I cut out the sound. I was doing sound test last night. Thank you for that. Let's see what I got for Lizzie here. Tank, right? Pilot, escape. So upgrade that. Obviously needs to be upgraded. Um, I got two cards down. Hmm. So just make it a little bit easier. Okay, now yeah, now it's down. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I could do it with her though, you know, it's just well dealing damage. This could this be good. I would just have to use the enforcer, right? Yeah, but if I'm doing Horde, right? Okay. Is there any way to get gold? Can you buy gold? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got one of them. Okay, well, I'm gonna do exploding buzzkill.
Whoa, it's time to kill something. Got him.
Time to build.
Don't mind if I do. Help me secure the tap. Good to go.
Energy tap is full. Stupid piece of shit.
Grab the energy.
Ready for fight?
Wow, wow.
Needs to
Cool. Come on, shoot me like you mean it. There's a fire.
All right. Yeah, I'll come back to it. Next person I'll upgrade. You need the enforcer that lays down like 10 shots, and then what is it? It's going to go up by how many levels are there? Six. So it starts out with one, so five with 10 shots, 50. You just keep bursting them, I guess, you know? do this. I want to beat this game actually. Well, once. Oh, her drop shot card is better. I'll figure it out. I'll probably grind on a few other characters and come back to it. So how does my sound? Like how does my mic, I mean not have the fan blowing into it. How does this mic sound? Does it sound better? Okay. It's massive damage. Oh, it's good. Does it sound different? Can you tell? I don't know.
Seems you're lost, little. Guter Treffer! The world's too small for all of us. It's time for you to leave. Guter Treffer!
Should be relatively easy.
Guter Treffer! I lay your whole country to waste when I'm done with you. Jawohl! No one lives forever. No one.
All right, good. Okay, I don't know what I just did there. I'll go with the other, and guy gives me
The plan.
a little bit more. Do this a dozen times and I'm good.
Let's try that thing!
Damn it. Oops.
Friss das!
Ah, fuck. Do this shit again. It's 1. 11 more times, I'll make a dozen. Just grind. I don't know. I got my I put the table up, but it doesn't fit in that little cove right back there, so I had to actually displace it in the back of my room, which is good, but I gotta plan out my finances for the next 3 months. So it's solely focused on business and then just a little bit to the side of streaming. Because I just looked at it and I was like, oh shit, I'm focusing on streaming or whatever. I was like, that's dumb. And then I really got to focus on clothing, which is both, which I should be happy about, but I'm not. So I don't care about it, but I have to, like, spend way more time on it. Oh, did I just... God damn it. Ah, that's... Yes, it's going great. Oh, fuck. But I think once I get good at it, then I'll like it. I guess because I know I suck at, like, fashion.
Let's get out of here. Let's look for
Like, I don't like it, I guess, and I guess that just makes us downly. Yeah, maybe it's because it's money wise too. Like, I never really could afford it. So maybe I like it. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I think it's a combination of a few things, really, right? It doesn't matter how much you spend. I mean, some girls look good in anything. And some guys too, you know. I mean, we gotta have that body for it. Should be fine. This in one, with the out one.
Willkommen zurück. Guter Treffer.
Shit.
Guter Treffer.
Oh, should have started it.
Jawohl.
To buy new sneakers. I think I'm like a size 12 now. Used to be a size 11. But I like my shoes tight. I don't like a little, you know, little flap at the top or whatever. It's uncomfortable. I need to fit like a glove, like super tight. So I guess technically I'll be like a 13 or whatever, but I need to hug my foot. I got like a little, I wouldn't say I have oversized hands and oversized feet, but they're just slightly bigger. You can't tell, but I could tell. I like stunted growth with like malnutrition,
I assume we have
Paget's disease or whatever.
mechanism of the base. And let that
Not
separate
too
the
much. I'm not
rest.
gonna say it's like a foot, but maybe like a few inches.
Oh, keep calm, Stinkzahn. That thing won't harm us, right?
Let's try that thing.
Ah, got it. Pick that guy up. Attention. Oh, don't.
Brauche Unterstützung.
Octon. Octon. I think the only few German words I knew growing up was Schnell. Everything else is from like video games and movies. The only thing I remember, probably a few more. Oh, Tenenbaum. Knocked.
Let's look for that artifact.
Probably a few more. I have to think back. I mean, I have to separate the two. It's difficult. It's not a lot, though. Oh, Paget's. Paget's. It's Paget or Pagett. It's something I need to take calcium and vitamin D for the rest of my life. It's what enabled me to lift weights eventually. I could never really put on a great deal of muscle until I was diagnosed, and it's one of these few things that when you leave the military that you get 100%. I think it's from my Scandinavian or English blood, um, Portuguese or Spanish, but it's mostly like a German, Scandinavian, English thing. Um, which is funny because I don't look a thing like that, but I got that, so I'm thinking I have like this morbid thought about how it got into me or whatever, you know. I don't go there. Um, but you know, it's just like one of these minor things that I think in 100 years it'll just be totally like, oh, okay, no one gives a fuck, you know. There's a lot of these minor things that just get triggered. I think I triggered from malnutrition growing up. I was really emaciated, really small. I was like 120 pounds in high school. I think I left high school at 140. When I
Soon we have triggered
joined the Marine Corps, I was 143.
and let that satellite to us, Herr Siegfried.
But what it makes my metabolism burn super fast, and that's why I'm always hot. So I noticed a lot of like people with red hair and green eyes having the same, like a lot of left-handers with the same burning hot from Scandinavian countries to stay strong. I mean, stay warm. That's why I'm always overheating. I mean, it's not bad, but I just feel it. I just have to take in more water.
Gleich wieder da.
Ah, damn, missed it. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do then. See if I can knock this one out. Nope. Knock this one out. Nope. No! I need... There we go, I got some room. But, you know, I don't know. I changed my feelings on it. But that's my theory. Because no one really expects you to live past 40. And it doesn't turn up till you're 40. And it's good because it increases your metabolism, but you have to take in a lot of food to get the proper nutrition. Well, let me correct that. You got to take in the correct food. Or else you just become fat. But I mean, I have to spend, like, I have to write down my notes how I think about it. It's disjointed right now, so it doesn't make sense. Like, if you have this metabolism that's fast, it doesn't build correctly. I don't care what people tell you. If you don't have the proper nutrition there, proper elements and vitamins and minerals, whatever is being destroyed and rebuilt is not doing it the correct way. So it's going fast, but what's there is not as effective as someone with a normal metabolism. Someone with a slow metabolism, obviously, it just keeps building and building no matter what. You gotta work harder, so the best ones are those in between people, you know? So you keep looking at skinny people.
Let's get out of here. Let's look for that artifact.
like they're healthy, and then I think I realized about 10 years ago that's not the case, and I just see it over and over again with the really skinny people. So when you see a really skinny person and you're big, don't think they're healthy. It's just superficial. Unless they pay attention to nutrition. And it's easier, I guess, for skinnier people because they could buck up a lot more and then just eat over the nutrition they need. So it is easier, I guess, you know. And I guess that was me growing up. But now I could really pack on muscle because of vitamin D and calcium. So I started off a little late, but I'm getting there. Got it. I don't know, but you know, what society thinks for a man to be more muscular, definitely more muscle bound, you know, and for women to have feminine curves, you know, so it's difficult. So if you're ultra skinny, you're not going to get those curves. And if you're overweight, you could have those curves, but you not have it in the correct place. So you got to be kind of lucky genetically, you know? So, because if you keep burning fat, you're not going to have breasts. You're not going to have the ass. You're just going to be skinny. You're not going to have that femininity that people superficially look at. So it's best if you're in the middle and you're blessed genetically. I think it'd be the easiest if you're a woman. For a guy, same thing. If you're in the middle, you can build on muscle. If you're smaller, you got to work twice as hard to put on muscle. If you're bigger, you got to work twice as hard to lose that fat. Yeah, that's what I am now. I'm skinny fat, I think, is my body type. Yeah, my metabolism slowed down. I don't know what that's called. Is it normal? I have no idea. Yeah, same here. I mean, you got to be very analytical of what you are, you know. Especially, I think, like in Jersey, you could bullshit because, you know, you wear thick clothing. But, you know, in Hawaii, Florida, Cali, I mean, it's you can Puerto Rico, you're gonna as soon as you go to the beach, people are gonna know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, keep calm, Stinzan. That thing won't harm us, right?
Let's try that thing!
Jawohl!
Ah, really? Do that real quick. Give me some room. Ah, ate all of that. Oh, this is it. Got it. I was thinking the other day, I was watching Star Trek and they're doing the projecting thing, which is true, psychologically.
Let's look for that artifact.
And there's a point to this. You accuse the other person of what you feel inside because you are insecure about. I think another aspect of it too is there's different layers of that. Like inwardly, we try to trigger, like, we know just enough information to hurt ourselves, so we know about projecting. We know that we want to attack somebody maliciously, sadistically. Like, if you're not in shape, we're going to be like, you're not in shape. So as soon as before they can respond, you're not in shape, you already accuse them. So they get lost in the argument, even if you're in shape or not, because then they could hide in that confusion. Okay, well, I just accused you of being not in shape, but I'm not in shape. So now, even though you lift weights, they associate you with lifting weights to them. But you know what I'm talking about? So they get lost in that confusion. So that obfuscation, that gaslighting, whatever. So that's another layer of projecting if they know enough damage, whatever, right? And then on top of that, you got this inward default of every human to be lazy, to seek the easy way out, that you don't feel accepted, that you don't feel real, you feel fake, and all this other stuff, all these negativities, that negativity mindset. So you trigger that, and you in other people, and in that other person. So when they accuse that, the person, what they achieve, they associate what they achieve to you. So let's say, like if I'm in the military, or if I went up to an astronaut and someone didn't know what the criteria of an astronaut was, and I'd be like, man, you're a fake ass astronaut. You ain't shit, man. Fuck all that other bullshit. And someone doesn't know any better will be like, oh my God, he's gonna stand up for being an astronaut because that's the truth. He's gonna be like, no, man, I'm an astronaut. Don't say that bullshit or whatever. And of course, he's gonna stand up for you. Maybe even gets mad because he has every right to get mad. He has every right to defend themselves. And if you catch him on a bad day, be like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You know what I'm talking about? So then they get lost in that confusion and be like, oh, so you're is equal to an astronaut. You know what I'm talking about? So that they trigger that negativity of, you know, making sure they defend themselves and be like, man, I just, it's just this whole bullshit, that we live in now. So you gotta be careful of it. But sometimes people believe it after a while. They say, well, I don't have to become anything. I don't have to acquire skill. I don't have to become better myself. I could just bullshit like that, and say, well, that's a personality skill. I have this ultimate personality or whatever. And that's not personality. It isn't. Personality is making long-term connections that you both benefit from. I trust you because you're going to make me money and I can make money too. And we both can do it legally. We don't have to watch our backs. We both watch each other's backs. We don't have to worry about illegal shit. You know what I'm talking about? That's a personality. That is long-term connections. That backstabbing stuff or whatever, that's short-term, whatever. It creates a lot of noise and everything. But we confuse that with skill. And that's what I did growing up, but you grew out of it. I'm glad, like, when I was in the military, you see something better and everything. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of Nazis in the Marine Corps and definitely in infantry, whatever, but you gradually see the light. You change how you view the world. But that's something that's definitely in Jersey, definitely at the Jersey Shore, heavily at the Jersey Shore. you know. But that being said, there was a lot of skill that came out of the Jersey Shore that soar above that, that knew they could handle and be skilled. Because when you saw talent, you knew you saw talent. And through all that bullshit, you people could bullshit like, man, you ain't talented. Fuck you. You ain't nothing. You're a pussy. This, and everything else. But still, they were still talented through all the bullshit. And it was very apparent. So they became rich. Some of them have Rolls Royce. Some of them, became famous actors. Talking about, and because they knew they could handle it on a national level. But unfortunately, we view that as skill and talent and a personality. That isn't.
Let's try that thing!
I mean, but when you're in high school, you view it as it is. You don't know any better. You don't know long-term implications of it. But then some people learn that later in life, and they get, they make a lot of strides with it, and they're just stuck in that mentality for the rest of life. Because they don't deal with masses of people and see there's something better. Ah, fuck.
Let's get out of here! Let's look for that artifact! In Greenland!
Yeah, they do. And the thing about it is, like, you understand, my dad was legitimately Sicilian. My last name was Minutolo, which is out of Naples, Italy. And the Minutolo Chapel in Naples, Italy, became to come the chapel. I don't know, that's what I knew. It was normal to me. And that chapel, the Minutolo Chapel, came to become the Naples chapel. And the Normans, because they were from Normandy or whatever, they came down. In that area, they went on the Crusades. So he went on the Crusades. My adopted dad's ancestor. They came back, and since they were survived, they gained a lot of wealth and was able to build a church. Because they're literally Knights Templar, right? The Minatolos. So they had the church right there. If you Google Minatolos of the Crusades or Minatolo Knights Templar Minatolos Knights Templar, you'll see the only, what is it, fresco mosaic that survives in the Minatolo Chapel, which is now the Naples Chapel. But when you hear an O and I'm dark and Donatello, Michelangelo, like a lot of those O's are Italian, whatever. But he was legitimate Sicilian. That's what I'm getting at. So, and a lot of other Sicilians in Jersey knew that. And you have a lot of Italians saying, "Oh, well, I'm Sicilian." I'm mom. So I was like, "Man, you ain't Sicilian." I was like, "My dad's Sicilian. My extended family's Sicilian." So you have all these like bullshit Italians that say they're Sicilian. They're not. And here I am. I have maybe a drop of Italian blood, maybe Sicilian, probably. But it's just so weird to me. I'm talking about that these people who are not Sicilian say they're Sicilian. You know what I mean? It's just and claim that they're like these mobsters. And the thing about it is, they try to threaten you too, and they're like, don't step on my lawn. I'll put you in my trunk, punk." I'm like, motherfucker, I know like 3 murderers just in juvenile detention. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like, I know my whole community is just will rip you apart. You know what I'm talking about? So, and you tell this is like, what do you're not going to do? I mean, it's like, you have nothing to threaten me with. So just shut your mouth. You know what I'm talking about? And, but every Italian is like that. And but they have this, they're blinded by this racist hate and sense intimidation, and they have fear inside themselves. They haven't dealt with that kind of violence. They think others. And I don't approach people like that. I approach them like they're fearless and like they have the capability of killing. So I don't get caught offside, I'm talking about. So I'm just very cautious or whatever. But when pressed up against it, I was like, man, that doesn't do anything to me. Come on. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but that you see a lot of that shit in Jersey. Faking like they're mobsters or whatever. And what they actually do is steal a lot of gang stuff, They steal a lot of like Puerto Rican and black gang mentality. Like what Trump does. That's a lot of Puerto Rican gang mentality. I want to put it out there, but I see elements of it. I'll put it like that. I see elements of black and Latino gangs, not organized crime. Maybe the Italians picked it up and from Puerto Ricans or whatever, and you got to Trump. But I see that's a lot of the gaslighting. I see. I'm just saying, but that's just me. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't. That's just my opinion. But anyway, so long story short, so me being Latino, that's why I changed my last name to the Spanish version of Knights Templar, which is Templarios. So, just to make it easier, just so everything makes sense to people. So, just superficially, that people look into it superficially, it will make sense to them. And then when they look deeper, it makes even more sense to them. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, okay, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So everything, I don't know, it's just easier if you're a minority, you know what I'm saying? If someone judges you on your color. Like when I took the name Supreme, I had to deal with a lot of like 5%ers and people deal with Malcolm X and everything. So I made sure my name was an acronym for Jesus, ISA. So if you look into it, and I had a few discussions with people that when people said it, which no one called me the whole name, what I'm talking about. But if you're in the know, it meant Jesus. It meant Jesus Christ. And it was just, but having a little touch of Malcolm X is something known in Latino culture or Puerto Rican culture, especially in civil rights and everything. And even in Sicilian culture, So I don't know, maybe that's why I was more accepted. But you just see this, yeah, you do see that in Jersey. A lot of this ego is built on nothing. It's not even built on. I don't know, man. It has to be always built on skill and talent, and you got to be self-reflective of yourself, and make sure that through the gaslighting, through the bullshit, you're talented regardless of the fact that you don't have to put out X, Y, and Z. That even if X, Y, Z, A, B, C, all the way through the fucking alphabet is put out there about you, they still know you're talented. They still know you're brilliant. They still know your traits, that you were capable of giving to the world, no matter what someone says. That's what you need to become. That's what you need to push every day. That's why you need to lift. That's why you need to educate yourself, keep meeting, greeting people.
And let that satellite to us.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But just remember, come that person no matter what someone says, that you are in shape, physical, smart, that person that people want to do business with, That's what you got to become. This is going to be my last one, actually. I think I'm grinding enough. Oh no! I should be able to get this. Offset it a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Well, every region thinks they're the toughest people around, you know? Because you got to look at it like this, right? Every region only sees the level of violence or aggressiveness, and to them, that's the world. That's literally all they see, right? So they can't comprehend anything being tougher than what they see and what they know and the people they know. Because our mentality is like, it's in our humanity. We protect ourselves by we're the best because we have to have seen the hardest, the best, the greatest. Has to be within our community because that's how we protect ourselves, you know? We create that shell of like that reality because we don't want to, because if we think other people are greater than ourselves, we were going to live in constant fear. So we seen the best, we seen the hardest, we seen, so our community is that. So of course they think that, you know what I'm talking about? But then that creates this false sense of security that the level of aggression, talent, ability is only at a certain threshold, you know? Until you go out of that community and you see everything else. And what I notice is that people associate me with that level of ability, skill, and aggression of what they're used to. And I even had people come up to me thinking that, and it's dangerous for them. I'll be like, dude, man, like I'm literally about to grab your face and smash it against the fucking wall. And some people I literally have to smash them against the wall because they jump in front of me, and here I am limping just got off of crutches, or I'm on a crutch. Oh, I was on crutches actually. And someone's jumping around me, and so I just picked him up and smashed him against the wall, and he just crumpled against it or whatever with his gold chains and everything on when I'm in Ala Moana and everything. And they just create this bullshit, and it's damaging to other people. You always got to be real. You always got to be direct. You got to make eye contact. You got to be direct with people. You don't want to create these antisocial environments where it's okay to gaslight, where it's okay to automatically think you're the best and no one else is greater than you. And you create this where other people, well, I don't have the balls to go up to them, but I'll bullshit and lie and think since they're not people, I could bullshit other people and them because it's okay to lie to them. Because we're the toughest, we're the hardest, or whatever. And we get in that mentality. You do. But, even with people, but if you have a group of people and they work together, even so with marginal intelligence can have drastic impacts on other people because the sheer weight of that has a force in itself. So we don't want to just focus on intelligence. We want to focus on groups of people that think alike, like-minded individuals. And that in itself is damaging because even though it's not right, it exists and it has to be attended to. Like QAnon. Like, what are they trying to do? What's the end goal? They're in the know. They want political power. They want white society to come out on top. But superficially, a little deeper level of it is they want to be viewed as protectors. And the other people are sick. So they want to heighten the white race and lower other people against them, So you take that away from them. You could use fire with fire, accuse them of being pedophiles. You accuse them of drinking blood. You accuse them of whatever. And fabricate evidence or whatever. That's immoral. But what you want to really do is take that they're protectors away, that they're defending society, they're defending what's right. That's a more moral way of doing, and you could do that because that's their end goal, because they want to be viewed as justified. They want to justify their racism. But they have, they have certain political might with the people that they try to get, even though it's like the lowest of the low. I don't know. But when people do that, yeah, it is, it is. But that's quasi. When I saw that growing up, when you see people gaslighting and people believe in that, that's like proto gangs, and you had to really deal with it because they're trying to say, okay, well, I'm going after everybody that beats up women. I'm going after everybody that rapes women, whatever. Motherfucker, you know what I'm talking about? You know right away they're the most aggressive people. And you got to take that away from them. Like, we saw that, we try to get them on our side or whatever, and we go after the people, or we fabricate people that they raped or whatever, that they got AIDS, you know what I'm talking about? Some other bullshit, you know what I'm talking about? If some girl's talking shit, be like, don't touch that bitch, man. She got AIDS and everything. So we did the same thing. But you're young, you don't realize how fucked up it is. You know what I'm talking about? You do whatever it is to gain power, authority, and that you're the one defending women. So women come up to you to defend. You know what I'm talking about? And then you do see two things. Not only do you look righteous and hard or whatever, that you're defending women, you're demonizing the other group at the same time. So you're killing two birds with one stone. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, these are shit we came up with, but now it's out there, and it's just like it's like a monstrosity now. You know what I'm talking about? But I see it. You know what I'm talking about? And I know how to defeat it. You know what I'm talking about? And that's why I'm ultra honest. Because you can't knock down the shit. You can't say I'm not Native American. You can't say that my blood is not Native. You can't say that I'm not American. You can't say that I'm not in the military. I wasn't in the Marine Corps. I wasn't from Jersey. You know what I'm talking about? You can't say that shit. You can say it. You can't disprove it. And even people who fucking hate me are going to be like, no, that's who he is. They could try to bullshit whatever and be like, oh, well, maybe this, that, and the third. But in the core, people who do the research are going to be like, look, that's what he is. And that's the only way to beat it, is to be honest, be truthful, make eye contact, real communication, real relationships, instead of all this bullshit backstabbing, rumor mongering, gaslighting shit. That just destroys society. And that's why, I'm talking about, I was in the situation environment that I was in. And I was just like, man, I just grew the fuck out of it. And here I am in high school and the Jersey Shore, and I deal with racism. I was like, man, no matter what I do, they're not gonna like me. I was like, fuck them. No matter what they do, I'm not like them. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, I'm the king. I'm supreme. I'm the best that there is or ever will be. And I'll gaslight that shit like the motherfucker. Fuck y'all if y'all think I'm never going to be anything or achieve anything, or no matter what I do, you know what I'm talking about? Or whatever fight I get into, whatever I accomplish, whatever sports I get into, that I'm the worst. I'll just, but then again, when you start relying on gaslighting, you relied more on that instead of lifting weights, instead of doing what you need to do. And that's a mentality I finally deconstructed that I was getting into. And now I have to be real with myself. I have to lift. I have to go to, go to college, get all these accolades, whatever, and keep achieving, keep meeting people, keep building myself. So whatever gaslight is thrown at me, I could overcome that. But I'm out, whatever, saying. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense or not or whatever, but hopefully it does. But see you, tanks. Yeah, coasts are very dangerous. I'll just say it again if I haven't. Be very mindful. Always speak to people, feel the situation. Who are you dealing with or whatever.